Dow short hit yesterday, so did the Bitcoin short, and what is going to come next, guys? This is the daily entry. I'm coming at you with day trading setups for Dow, NAS, oil, gold, and of course, BTC. Let's go. So overall, yesterday was a pretty good day. We hit some really great reaction zones. You can see we hit a couple of bangers. Yeah, I did drop this on X. Follow me on X at the Lord of Entry. And in terms of the rules of engagement here, guys, we're keeping it short. We're keeping it sweet. We're not getting married to these trades. You would have seen yesterday, if you were trading the NAS, we got a beautiful bounce in a zone, and that lasted maybe a 1.5, maybe 2-to-1 move, and then it rolled over again into the next area. So just remember, guys, stick to the rules here. Don't get married to these positions, of course. And in terms of that little account I'm running, I started with $500. We're now sitting at 1,300 give or take, and I'm at 148%. And all I've done is taken 11 trades. 2 of them haven't gone well. That was on the orb session that I did yesterday, but 9 out of 11 so far so good, just following the principle of trading these great areas. Okay, so this was the Dow yesterday. Look at that beautiful rejection in those zones, and remember, these things are pretty short-lived, so you don't want to hang around too long. Now, where are we at today? This is the Dow out the gates for us, and I'm tracking this one on the 1 hour and the 45-minute time frame, and you can see it's already chopping around today. So first things first, we can see this thing is pushing up. What are my concerns and where are my big zones? So number one, look at this. We can see a clean rejection area here on the Dow, and it would make sense that if we push into that zone, we get into some kind of fight in that area for a rejection. Now, obviously, the problem is if you keep on knocking on a door, eventually that door is going to open. So I don't think it's going to be as cut and dry and as simple as it was over the last 2 shorts that we've got in the zone. So just be careful in how you are playing this thing with size. We do know we have order blocks sitting up here, so you might find, for example, that they chop things around in this area before they drop it down. So if you are trading the Dow, caution in that zone. 52,850 still looks good for me. Just manage your size. Next short zone, 53,063 looks pretty good to me. Look at this undercarriage floating around up here for us, and we've got a 786, and we know a 786 is generally quite responsive. Now, where am I looking for longs today? Keeping it simple. 52,422, nice wick fill here. Look at these horizontals, 0.5 fib, looking for that bounce. And then lower down, I covered this one yesterday. Look at this VWAP, bang, over here, acting as support. There it is, sitting under some beautiful horizontals and a 618. So in terms of high conviction, where's the high conviction play for today? If we get a meltdown, 52,300 looks like an absolute banger there for me on the Dow. Now let's jump into the NAS quickly as well, and slightly different playbook. You can see there's NAS strength at the moment leading into the US Open, and the Dow is falling over a touch. Sorry, there's Dow strength and the NAS is falling over a touch. Now, what are we looking for? High conviction bounce zone that was front ran yesterday, and I actually dropped an update in the hackers Discord telling the guys and showing them my orders that I had waiting there for the NAS, and unfortunately it front run the zone and gave us a big bounce. So high conviction longs today on the NAS, 29,130, still looking good. Look at those wicks. I want to see those wicks get filled. Look at our oscillator, it's getting ready to start reversing. So 29,130 looks good. Then in terms of shorts, high conviction short, 29.8 looks good. 30,070 looks good. Medium conviction, we have touched the zone already, but if we push up today, I think have a go here. Just don't go maximum size in that area, but 29,610 looks okay to me on the NAS for the short. Now remember, all of the charts you see here, they go into my TradFi channel in the Chart Hackers Discord. There is a link in the show description, so just come and join the Chart Hackers Discord. All these things get dropped in there, including some entries I'm taking, including updates during the course of the day, especially if we get some extreme moves here where you want to make sure you are up to date and you know exactly what our next move is. Okay, so see you in the Hackers Discord for these updates. Now, what are we doing on UBIT at the moment? This is the Dow in front of you. You can see I've got a couple of entries floating around here just in case I miss these moves. I'm running relatively tight stops on these guys, and you can see here's that account. We started with $500. We're now 1,242 at the moment. Okay, so 52,890. I've got a 1 lot sell order here on the Dow. Then I've got another one at 53,054 running tight stops, and then a nice conviction long over there. And then in terms of the NAS, I was pretty stacked up last night, and I'm actually going to leave these guys here. I had a 5 lot order on the small account, so we had a $150,000 order here for the NAS. I wanted to sweep that wick. I was actually licking my lips. I thought we were going to hit that one. Okay, so watch out. That is still a high conviction zone for me. Anything changes, I'll drop updates in the Discord. Now, what do we need to watch to keep our eyes on the market? Well, here we go. Oil. And this is the WTI oil chart. And you can see at the moment it is playing a little bit of games. You can see we've got a flag. And look, possibility this flag obviously breaks up. And if it does, we obviously going to expect these other markets to be under pressure. You might find crypto rolls over. You might see the NAS under pressure, especially if oil starts pushing up. Where can you look for rejections, guys? I'd say this gap makes a ton of sense. I covered this yesterday, 82.4 into 84. That looks like a rejection zone for oil. What does a rejection for oil look like for us on everything else? Well, it means everything else should pump, obviously, to the upside. Now, the next big short zone for me on oil, where am I engaging? 87 to 88 looks like a really nice short. And if we pump into that zone, obviously the rest of the markets are going to get smashed, and I would say the rest of the markets all bounce there when oil rejects 87, 88. And obviously, hopefully this thing rejects here, but it is a big zone that we need to watch. Gold still acting like, I don't know, just messing around a little bit. Not very exciting for me. In terms of our longs and short zones on gold, no changes. Shorts, 4,120 into 4,135 looks good, and longs, anything down here, call it 3,980 into 3,940 looks good for me for gold. So I'm not touching this thing until we start hitting some of those zones. Okay, now let's talk about the big dog. Yesterday, that Bitcoin short did play out very nicely. It hit our major resistance zone, and as I was explaining, we had big bearish order blocks here. We had a sweep of that 786, and it actually played out really nicely in the end. Now, what is the current playbook for BTC? So my sentiments remain, this upside zone is a very big bear zone. It's a very big danger zone, but the more they tap around in this type of area, will wear out those order blocks and maybe some bullishness will come back. So there is that possibility that we do sit and flag in this type of area. If we do, that's obviously going to be very good for those altcoins and they're going to start popping. But in terms of Bitcoin, that is a danger zone. Where's the first long that I'm looking for today now for the market bounce? Now, right now it's looking at, to me, 63.6 into about just above 63k. So this guy over here, 63.6, just above 63k as well, looking good for a bounce. In terms of my oscillator, we are getting close to some kind of 2-hour reversal. So remember, some of our best plays are going to be when our oscillators are reversing or printing bullish divergences. You can see we get these nice big pushes to the upside when it's playing games in good areas. So that's what we're looking for. If the market starts capitulating, guys, I'll cover us on live trading later on the Chart Hackers YouTube. I will cover you guys with these levels and we'll see what happens over there. But the next big zone, 61,600 for Bitcoin. Okay, so these are the two possible long zones, and then update on some of these alts that I was trading yesterday. I have taken some of that hedge Bitcoin short off the table here. I was a bit underwater yesterday while we were pumping up. Then in terms of Solana, I've closed a bit of Sol. I've closed more than half of my ETH scalp that we had yesterday, and running a couple of other things, but that we'll deal with on the shitcoin trading later on the Chart Hackers Discord. Okay, so guys, good luck out there. Keep it tight, play safe. Small moves. We here every single day. See you for live trading later.